Hello and welcome to Project Piglet. Today we're going to go over the promotional score chart and the trend chart. So if you scroll down, you can see the promotional score chart over to your right and the trend chart right below that. So the promotional score is essentially calculated by looking at the number of people promoting a topic minus the number of people essentially not promoting the topic, if not actively discounting or putting down the topic. So in this case, Google. We then normalize it between minus 100 and 100. And then we can give it something called a confidence interval or a range where we believe the promotional score lies within. The reason this confidence interval is so small is because this trend chart is fairly active, which means that there's a lot of conversation or a lot of people discussing Google on a regular basis. Now this is averaged between 0 and 1. And you can see here that the conversation pretty much is always, spiking up and down based on the day. Probably weekends, there's less conversation. And then you'll see the top related article in this case, which is a trend score of 1, which is the maximum you can get, is Google deranking RT articles. Then you'll see some of these lesser articles are just basically how important article or not very related to Google. Now, if we look at, say, AMD here, which is a chip manufacturer, you'll see that their confidence interval actually increases because there's not a lot of conversation going on about AMD, at least not that our system is identifying. Now you can use this to determine whether or not a particular political candidate, so for example Hillary or Trump, might win a presidency. So that's how you use promotional score and trend. Thank you for watching the video and hope you use Piglet and find it useful. Thank you.